name is Joseph Cleveland. I run Ozark Fisheries in Martinsville, Indiana. We raise goldfish and koi. We've been raising goldfish and koi for 90 years this year. Started in Missouri in 1926, then purchased Grassy Fork Fisheries, which is in Martinsville, Indiana, in 1970. We raise a common feeder, which is a feeder fish used to feed other types of animals. Then we raise a shabunkin, a calico, a red fan, a Fisheries common. Then we do the butterfly and regular koi. And our byproducts consist of crawdads, snails, and tadpoles. Everything that we raise here is ornamental, so it's going to go into aquariums or ponds, retail outlets or wholesale is where we're going to be shipping to. We have 255 ponds here in Martinsville that we're raising fish in year-round. So a portion of those ponds will be dedicated for our brood stock. Those are our parent fish, the moms and dads. They're going to produce the eggs that we need to restock a farm. The only way we can collect those eggs is by putting our artificial mats around the edges of those ponds and making sure there's no weeds or algae in that pond that's going to prevent them from laying on our mat. Once they've laid on that mat, then we remove that mat from the pond and bring them into our facility to hatch that egg out. So we get 90% of what the fish are going to lay. The males that fertilize the eggs, we bring them into a building. They'll go into small vats that will be heated water to 70 degrees. It takes 3 days for those eggs to hatch, and then on the 5th day, we'll remove those fish from those tanks and take them to an outdoor pond until they're ready to be sold. And then once they're to a sellable size, we'll have to bring these fish in on the same water that they're used to. So if that water is 80 degrees, we need to bring them in on that same temperature water. They'll have to sit for 12 to 24 hours before we handle them to let them temper down to a 58, 55 degree water. We use the cold water because it's easier to ship fish on cold water. Cold water holds more oxygen, unlike warm water, so you can put more fish in a smaller area. And the more you handle a fish, the harder it is on them. They'll lose their slime coat, which protects them from disease or any other parasite that might latch on. So when we have waited that 12 to 24 hours, we'll then size the fish using graters that will allow the fish to swim through, depending on the size grater, the size fish. Once the fish have been handled, sorted, and are ready to be sold, we then bring them up to a staging area, which will be cans. And those cans will represent 1 box of fish per can. And then we also weigh out, directly just weigh out our smaller fish instead of hand counting. But everything that's a 3-inch size and larger, we will hand count for each customer order, where we ship fish year-round across the world. I'm Joe Cleveland. I'm with Ozark Fisheries, and I found my voice with the Indiana Farm Bureau.